Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, tell 'em turn it out till they get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last one that I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it shakes me to the core.
My goodness. CNN political commentator Van Jones has tossed kind of a wet blanket, as it were, on the Democratic Party's 2020 aspirations after Tuesday's debate, explaining without mincing words that the Democrats have their work cut out for them if they want to defeat the one president, Donald Trump.
The one, the only?
The one, the only. The man, the myth, the legend, as they say. Which is weird coming from Van Jones, because Van Jones is he's kind of partial to the left.
What?
I know. This is shock to all of you within the sound of my voice, but
So very shocking.
I know. Color me shocked.
No.
But he sat there and can point out that, and which is, again, being as partial as he is to the left, for him to turn around and say, y'all aren't looking very good.
That's an understatement.
That says a lot.
That is an understatement right there.
It is. I mean, because what was he? He was what was he to? Not Trump. What was he to Obama years ago? I forgot. Very briefly, he worked actually in the Obama administration.
Yes, he did. Yes, very briefly.
And then they decided they didn't want him because he was a little too kooky and too far-ended, and so he went and now works for CNN.
Because no one's too kooky or far-ended for CNN.
No, that's how it goes.
Uh-huh.
Just how I say. Quote, I came away feeling worried for the Democrat Party, Jones said during a panel discussion after the debate. Quote, I feel like a bowl of cold oatmeal. And I got to say, I missed Andrew Yang tonight.
Well, here, okay. You know, you say it well, but you got to let him say it.
Yeah, he does way better than
let him
Go ahead.
Oh, here you go.
We are back here in Des Moines, Iowa, talking about the debate that was. Van, was it different than you? It was much different than you expected. Than a lot of us.
I have to just say, I came away feeling worried for the Democratic Party. I felt like tonight was a night that they were going to all put the fireworks out there. You're going to see the best of the best, and it just felt like a big bowl of cold oatmeal. And I got to say this, I missed Andrew Yang tonight. I miss Cory Booker.
All right, who wins the drinking game?
And I miss Cory.
Who wins the drinking game? Anybody can say.
Just saying.
This drinking game.
What do you miss? Really? You missed Andrew Yang?
Yeah, he misses the Yang.
Did you really?
Yes.
Because I don't think Andrew Yang missed Andrew Yang. I mean, it's not exactly like it's as if he was a heavy hitter, you know what I mean? It's not like he, was leading the charge and at the forefront of everything. He stood off to the one side, and wasn't he, at least for a while there, was on the side as far as like, they kind of almost broke him up into two debates, as it were, for a brief point. And he was always on the kind of the far end. He never really got to say much, and when he did, it was, well, he didn't really get to say much to my understanding. Of course, I didn't watch all of them. I'll admit that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what you're going to do. I mean,
I'm not going to do anything. Bless his heart. I just don't. Rough. Sorry, my
That's so weird. That
It
is
is.
so weird. Oh, goodness gracious. I'll tell you what, man, it has been a crazy week.
Hasn't it though?
Already, and it's like halfway through now. It's Wednesday. We missed yesterday, and that's my fault. I'll take the blame for that.
Steven was feeling under the weather, and it was one of those things that I just kind of decided, you know what? He's not feeling good, and I've had some things I needed to take care of, and so we just said, you know what? We'll just let it go.
Right.
It beats trying to have the AI try and run it by himself, and couldn't do video, so it would have been playing hell trying to get carry on. And I mean, I could have done it still, but it was
sure.
We figured we would do a repeat of an attempt at our best, then to go through with a level of mediocrity. So that's what we did. So sorry about yesterday, but we are back. We are in Defenders Live, Mojo 50. Go to mojo50.com. Check out everything that's going on over there. 2020 has got big promises of big things.
Yes.
You want that bookmarked so you can go and check it out all the time, every day. Because if you're not, you're doing something wrong. Go to our website, doaeshow.com. Check out all the archives going way back to when.
We were worse when we were worse.
We were worse. This is the, we just recently passed our 3-year anniversary of the show, the beginning.
Oh, you remembered. Thank you.
I know. Go back to the beginning. You want to see just how it really was in the beginning. You think this is a giant dumpster fire. Oh, nay. It got much worse.
We are a very small dumpster fire compared to where we used to be.
Indeed.
And we'll just leave it at that.
Yes, we'll leave it there. We're not going to mess with it beyond that. You can follow us on all of the social media sites at DOAE Show. Use the hashtag ArmYourselves. BES. Don't do the LFS.
Right. And also, if you are on the Twitters and you don't follow us, you could potentially get yourself a free bag of APR coffee.
See, everyone like if you haven't tried APR,
which is,
American
by the way,
Pride
thank you, American Pride Roasters. Yes,
not my. I may have just woke up from a nap, but this is not my first day. No, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. It's got some. Everybody's making coffee. This is the. Everybody's trying coffee. There's all these different brands, all these different flavors, all these different companies doing stuff. It's almost like the home brewing of beers and things like that. It was
a big deal for a while.
Yeah, and everybody touts that their coffee is the best. And as a coffee connoisseur, and I can say that because I'm one of those folks who doesn't drink coffee with anything in it.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's a very black coffee man.
I am.
He likes his coffee like he likes his men.
Tall, black, and hot. Oh no,
strong.
But because I like it the way I do, with the tall, dark, and strong. Anyway, you get a much better taste of the coffee, and by far, APR coffee is oh my god, the best that I've ever had. Like I will drink anything else, and I have certain ones I can tolerate beyond them, but there's others that are vomitous at best. Like don't ever. When I stopped putting the sugars and the creams into the coffee, and I went to Starbucks and had just a black cup of coffee, it was strange.
You almost vomited, didn't you?
Almost.
Strange.
Yeah, I actually tried to get them to give me my money back.
So here's the thing, right? So go to Twitters, and if you are not following us, or you are not following the Mojo 50s, go to the Twitters, follow the Mojo 50 Radio, follow the Defenders at DOAE Show, and make sure that you do that. And when you do, that'll enter you into a drawing at the end of the week, which, by the way, we still haven't gotten your information from last week.
Yeah.
person who won last week, please send your info so that we can send you coffee. We want to send you free coffee, Melting Flakes.
I mean, we'll pass it off if we have to.
I mean, you got one more day, and then I've got to get the information from somebody else, so I'm gonna have to do it then. All right, but yeah, go please find us on the Twitters, and when you do, you'll get entered in to win a free bag of APR coffee of your choice. Yes.
Stuff. Good stuff's there. Okay. So we're done with Van Jones.
I guess we are. Well, let me ask you this. Van Jones is a high representation of the low information voter.
Yes. He that is one of the reasons why ultimately I think he went to to CNN, was because he realized that he could have a bigger impact, and not necessarily in a good way. I mean, it's a good way for him and it's a good way for his belief structure. But CNN, once you start hitting the CNN level of news and you work your way down, you're just getting worse. You're literally tapping into the folks who are watching it because they're too lazy or too busy to be able to actually attempt to educate themselves. They're wanting to be told what and how to think. And that's why Van Jones is thriving in his little section of his little niche.
Right.
Because that's where he makes the most impression.
Right.
Is by being a low information voter information guy.
Exactly.
Where he can tell you then, oh no, these people are racist and that's why this happened. Not, here's what happened, here's what we know, draw your own conclusion.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
so here's what I mean. So there's obviously low information voters. Van Jones is a proponent of the low information voter. And low information voters study offers some very troubling and sometimes hilarious results for Democrats. That's the headline here from the Daily Wire. As 2020 kicks into gear, a series of focus groups involving low information voters conducted by Barack Obama's former speechwriter offer some deeply troubling and sometimes funny takeaways. The study, which involves focus groups on 4 different cities, was conducted late last year by Obama's former speechwriter, Jon Favreau. For the second season in his Crooked Media produced podcast, The Wilderness.
I'm sorry, but Crooked Media.
I guess that, I don't know why.
As former speech writer
for
Obama, there's a lot of that
sounds really bad.
It does. I don't know if he fully thought that through.
Maybe he did because, maybe so. Each focus group consisted of 10 voters with specific voting records. Philadelphia group of 10 all voted for Hillary in 2016. Milwaukee all voted for Obama in 2012 and flipped to Trump in 2016. And then voted for Democrats again in 2018. The group that in Miami, which were mostly black and Hispanic, shocker, who voted for Obama in 2012, but either stayed home 2016 or voted for a third party. And then Phoenix participants, which flipped from Romney to Clinton. All but the Phoenix group consisted of what Politico generally calls low information voters.
Now, I would like, and I like the way this is all laid out and everything else, but I have to interject here for a teensy moment.
Sure, yeah.
Like to know officially what Politico deems
it's not
what its definition of a low information voter is.
That's the thing. If you take a gander at what they're talking about, Democrats.
Yeah, but but I would argue there are Democrats out there that are not low information voter. There are some out there who fully are aware and or who do pay attention. Now, because based off of what I'm gathering, their little study went and everything else, you can put the Republicans in the exact same spot. and they can still be deemed low information voter.
True.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you can't just sit here and go use the phrase of low information voter as a way to generalize a group of people.
That's what they did.
In a different, in another subgroup. You know what I mean? You can't just sit there and do that as a way to call, as reference to Democrats. Like, you have to be fair and say a low information voter is somebody who hears information but doesn't take the time to actually look into it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
And, they don't know a lot about politics. They just know what they hear from certain news outlets.
Correct.
That's what it should stay, but doesn't seem to be quite that way.
Yeah, and it's not really. So even, like, I would say that even they argue a little bit on that, because there's like, yeah. So, quote, I came away thinking that Trump may be as big of a challenge as the cynicism and distrust that a lot of these voters have toward the entire political system and the media, Favreau told Hamby, Peter Hamby.
So now he's bringing. See, that's now he's
Vanity
talking
Fair.
about not just. Now he's not talking about just the political system, but he's also bringing the media into it. That's it's a whole nother level of.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's a quote, most of them don't like Trump at all, but since politics haven't delivered for them in a tangible way, they're starting to ignore the circus altogether, which makes them hard to reach. Hamby, Peter Hamby from Vanity Fair, points out that among Democrats, the low information crowd named when asked about who they associated the Democrat Party, only two of the current Democratic presidential candidates' names came up frequently: Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Elizabeth Warren was named by just 3 people, while Pete Buttigieg was cited only by 1. The respondents said they largely aligned with the Democrat Party on key issues. They also associated it with infighting, taxes, socialism, ineptitude, and too many candidates.
Yeah. That's actually pretty fascinating.
And
considering they're supposed to be low information voter.
yeah, that's really funny, right? Though most Democratic candidates appear to be off most of their radars, Trump was everywhere, says Favreau. Quote, I purposely waited to bring up Trump because I wanted to ask them about their thoughts on issues important to them and why they vote and what they think about government first. And when he told Hamby, quote, but in almost every focus group, someone just brought up Trump almost immediately. He's everywhere, like a national psychic wound.
Well, that's what happens.
Says the Favreau.
Yeah, that's what happens when
you obsess about the president 24/7 on news.
Yeah, because I could argue you could take, if we could go back in the Wayback Machine, and you could take this exact same study group that he's doing and apply that to folks on the right during the Obama administration, you probably would get the exact same results.
Well, very similar, yes. Especially during the Republican debates.
Yeah, with the 900 people up on
24 people on stage at one point, and
yeah, they had the major league debates and then the minor league debates. Yeah,
the whole deal. Yeah, like, you guys know that you're not getting to the big table, sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this is cute. Next time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe one day, maybe next year, kids, when you
maybe
grow
one
up.
day, sport.
You keep at it there, Tiger. Yeah, exactly. It's just, like I said, I like the idea of this, but again, it's very skewed.
It's
very skewed.
It is.
Because, again, you're just trying, you're not being completely forthcoming about it. Because, like I said, you're using it to gauge, their a person. Which one, I don't like how, I understand that a focus group can't have tons and tons of people, but like, you did like 6
or a focus group.
Cases. Yeah, it's like 6 or 8 of those things with 8 to 10 people per. That's not very big. I mean, that's
a
not
very small group.
Yeah, I mean,
I cherry-picked 10 people out of a crowd.
No.
that
It
doesn't
needs.
work.
It would need to be. We've done focus groups the exact same way over the course of a year
Right.
in these different places, and again doing that same setup. We just randomly grab 10 people every day or every other day, and
Every few days.
Mhm.
Once a week, we randomly grab 10 people.
Yep, for a year, and we did discussions.
Here are the results.
That would be fair. That would be genuine, and that would be I could take a lot of that to heart. But again, a lot of this, I think, again, albeit that it fits a lot of what we like to hear,
Sure,
tends to be again a little slanted,
it is a little slanted.
teensy weensy bit.
Just a bit crooked media.
It's almost like he planned it.
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
Of the left,
Hmm.
slight deviousness. So the Democrats are planning to spend $50 million in a campaign that would flip state legislatures before redistricting. And the best part is there's a beautiful picture of our beloved state of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
That pisses me off.
Right.
Unprepared Democrats got bulldozed in 2010 by $30 million Republican campaign to win state legislatures.
Right.
The right to draw political maps that would help them hold power for the next decade. Pausing there for a moment, I don't understand why this is allowed to actually go on, period. It should not be, it should be drawn and left, and that should be it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This constant changing and reshuffling and da-da-da-da is garbage.
The whole redistricting thing is really stupid. And they do it every year. Every politician decides that they want to do this, especially in North Carolina.
Yes.
Once they either lose a district or they win a district, they're like, oh, we've got to make it easier for us to keep winning. It's the whole idea behind, you take a win and then you lock the door behind you. You can't do that.
That's proof that you're doing this for your own personal gain and not for the betterment of the people.
Right. If you were doing it for the betterment of the people, you wouldn't worry too much about, redistricting unless there was a dramatic spike or drop in population.
Yes. An obvious one too, not just,
Yeah, like literally 100,000 people area went to, 60,000.
yes.
And then you're like, "Oh. Well,
Like the goings on with California, where everybody's migrating out of California or New York because the taxes and crap in both those places are so high and so unbearable to a point that they have to move on, and that's why they're getting ready to lose a couple seats because
or what's
They-
about to happen in Virginia because they're trying to get rid of everybody's guns."
but that too. But that's the thing is they're losing the districting seats. They're not redrawing the lines.
Yes, correct. They're losing the seats because they don't have enough people in those areas.
Yes, which is how it should be.
Right.
Now the Democrats are readying a massive $50 million effort of their own to shape the next 10 years of elections by flipping state legislative chambers in places as red as Texas and West Virginia.
And North Carolina.
And, they're trying hard. The plan, backed by Democratic mega donors like Donald Sussman and the Soros family, as well as a small dollar donors, giving online via Act Blue, represents a sea of change in the Democratic legislation campaign committee, backwater in Democratic politics that is transferred as the party grappled with the importance of redistricting. In 2020, the last election before the state redraws their political boundaries, using a new census data, the winners of many state legislatures get power to draw congressional lines that will last an entire decade.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the fact that this happens shows how dishonest these people are.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It really does. Halfway through the show.
Already, good Lord.
I know. Anyway, we'll be right back right after this. Now, Italian assault waffle, you know you can't be doing that junk. I mean, you can, but that's not nice.
What did I miss?
Over in the MeWe page, it's a meme, and it's Barney.
Oh, I don't have it up. I completely forgot.
It's Barney singing "I love you, you love me. How many politicians can we hang from the tree?" Yeah, it's probably not the best idea.
Nope. Is right or wrong? They're still people.
Mm-hmm. They are still people, even though we disagree with them. We shouldn't be killing them. That's what Iran does.
Exactly. Look how they turned out.
Right. Gotta warn me if you want to get up.
We are not the Irans.
We are not the Irans. Twitter's kind of silent tonight. It's kind of weird.
No, I've been trying to log in. It's being a douche.
Is it?
Oh, please tell me this worked this time. Come on. Come on.
Eileen.
You know what I mean. Oh, there we go. Yay! It only took half the show. This is perfect. No.
Okay. We'll be coming back here in a second. No, a few seconds anyway.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Huh?
Defense Live. I said, welcome back.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Not loud enough.
Yeah, not loud enough.
Defenders Live, Mojo 50. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It is Wednesday.
Wednesday!
It doesn't mean anything. It just means it's the middle of the week.
That's right.
That's the only good thing we have going on. Go DOAEshow.com. That is DOAEshow.com. Go check out all the archives and everything we got going over there, going way back to the win. Oh, so much change, and yet it's all still the same dumpster fire you've come to know and love.
Mm-hmm.
Up a shirt or a mug or anything over there, we're the only official place for the Jackhole Nation gear, so do you want to check that out as well? Mojo50.com. Follow Mojo50 on all of the social medias at Mojo50 Radio.
Yes.
Let's see. What else am I missing here? I think that's it.
I think that's it. Oh, by the way, Mojo50, now that we're talking about it, that's what we're missing. They're doing a little promotion right now. If you decide to give them a gift, they're going to send you one.
So it's like it's like Christmas.
It's a gift exchange.
It is. It's like Christmas. Just, even though Christmas is over.
Right. They're giving you a gift.
Mojo50 Radio has decided that they're going to extend Christmas.
Yes. They're going to extend Christmas at least 8 inches.
That's not bad, but I heard it's not all about length.
It's not. It's also about girth, which is why these are also 52 gauge.
Girth. I don't know why that's funny to say to me, but it is.
It's almost like saying moist.
Oh, I do, and I don't know why, but I do.
Supple and moist.
It just make my eye twitch. Anyway, so what is this exchange?
So they're doing a gift exchange. Let's say. So if you, being the awesome person that you are, decide.
Stop.
Because you're awesome.
I am. Well, thank you. That's very kind. You're awesome.
But if you decide, thank you, that you want to donate a little bit, like $25 or more to Mojo50, just a little something, little chump change, little something, $25 or more to Mojo50, they're going to send you their Mojo 50 Daily Mojo Cigar Series set.
Mm-hmm.
It comes
So
with
in
it
set.
comes with 3 cigars.
Okay. 3 of them.
3, and like I said, it's they're 8 inches and 52 gauge. So good enough for a Clinton.
So you say it gets the job done.
It does. It does indeed. The first one is the El Jefe. It's a Connecticut wrapper with a mild cigar. It's good for beginners, people like myself, like
Good.
Dylan. You know, people that haven't actually smoked cigars. That's a good starter if that's what you're looking for. Or you got the Handy J. Now the Handy J it's a medium spicy cigar. It's kind of like a Cuban.
Okay.
Got a little kick to it, a little spice.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Stag. Now, this is a Maduro. It's a smooth, bold taste. It's for somebody who's been smoking for a little while. Somebody who's a mature cigar smoker.
A mature smoker.
A mature cigar smoker. Someone who knows how to handle their cigars. Now, you can take all 3 on your own, or you can pass them around and share them with people. I've heard that cigars are very good for sharing.
I've heard that as well.
Best to people. I mean, that's, give it to your girlfriend or.
Whoa. Again, it worked for the president.
All the rest. But like I said, if you make a donation, $25 or more to Mojo 50 over on mojo50.com, they'll be sending you the Daily Mojo Cigar Series. Check them out today. Mojo50.com.
Thank you, because I knew I was forgetting something, and that were it.
Virginia Jackal. Mature describes no one on this show. You're right.
Unless you're referring to mature as an age thing.
And then only Brad Staggs.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe some Ron. Maybe. Nope, just Brad Staggs. Nope.
Just Brad.
Just
Brad.
Just Brad.
Just Brad. So there's
So
a study been out.
no, another study.
You're gonna be shocked by this.
Shocked. Shocked, you say?
Shocked, I say.
No.
There was a new study that was carried out by the University of Queensland in Australia.
Australia.
I find funny because Australia is on fire.
Fire.
It's on fire.
Yeah.
And yet they got time to do a study.
Right. Yeah.
So they found that a majority of women surveyed preferred men with beards.
Hi, I'm Steven. I don't have a beard. And I'm married.
That doesn't mean anything. It's not saying that you can't. It's
prefer.
Women prefer the beards.
And I would love to be able to grow one, but it's not going to happen.
So it was funny. So Steve and myself and
Someone
another
else.
friend of ours had gone out briefly for a drink the other night.
Yeah.
And we're sitting at the table, and our friend is got a short beard, but he's
He's tall. He looks older.
looks older, and then there was myself who
Right.
that looks like Grizzly Adams.
Right.
And-
And then there's me.
Then there's Steven, babyface Steven.
Yes.
We got carded
Because I was there.
because Steve was
Dylan
sitting
decided to make the joke. You know it's because of you, right?
and the guy admitted to it. Said
The
yes,
guy, the bartender literally said, yes,
Yep.
you are getting ID'd because of him. I was like, I know. All right. I know.
It happens. That made me.
The funny thing is the guy that was with us was the youngest guy.
I know. By what? Almost 5? Is it almost 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah. He's 31.
that?
He's
Yeah,
like
he-
31.
He's a baby. Anyway, according to the Daily Star, the study, which is conducted nearly 1,000 American women, determined that women prefer men with beards because it made the males appear more physically and socially dominant. Now, isn't that just a
Whoa.
something askew?
I thought that wasn't a thing anymore. Like we couldn't do that anymore.
You mean that couldn't have men being
Manly?
Toxic masculinity? That's
a thing, right?
It was supposedly.
Men can't be men, right?
Apparently, okay, so what I'm gathering is that men can't be men, but they want men to still look like
they
men.
could be men.
They want them to look like manly man with their physicality.
So
and
what
their
you
social
want, what you're saying you want is you want a millennial with skinny jeans, and the T-shirt that's not actually the T-shirt that makes him look like Brawny Man, but
flannel.
That's not flannel. It just looks flannel, and with a giant beard.
So
that orders a soy latte. You want that guy?
You want a fake man, is what you're saying.
You want one that you want the looks and not the reality.
Because if men can't actually be, air quotes, men, you can't have competition. You can't have actual men being men. And I'm not talking about douchebaggery. I'm talking about
just being a guy.
Being a guy, being the hunter-gatherer, being the protector, being the yes, and the more aggressive, but sometimes yes, because that's, it's just unfortunately the nature of the beast. But you want them to look like all of this, but you don't want them to really be like that. Huh. Women who prefer a clean shave were found to be opposed to parasites like lice and ticks. Okay, well, that's cool. I get that, but I'm going to go on a limb and just say that if you most of us bearded fellers take the time to actually bathe. Right. You know what I mean? You can't just. And
of course you do.
I might joke, like I'm all gnarly right now. I've been needing to get in and get a beard like trim up and straighten up for better part of 2 weeks now at least. But it's you have to get it taken care of. You have to keep it neat, and it's not because it's attractive that way and blah blah blah. No, it's because you get a lot of stuff, and this is a bib.
It is a bib. It catches all. So so what they're saying is really, and thank you, Big Pharma Steve, who understands the joke that I was ready for, but you caught it a little too soon. Just a little too soon. You were there, and I appreciate you. But wait for it, okay?
Hold on. There's more.
So what women want is men. Men in tights.
Because they're men.
They're roaming around the forest looking for fights.
They're men.
They're men in tights?
Tights.
La 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 la.
I love that movie.
So good.
It makes me happy.
But yeah, no, we were there. We were there, Big Pharma Steve. You just were a little fast, little quick on the draw. Quick on the draw.
We had it down. We just didn't want to it was obvious.
Look, it was so obvious. We just didn't want to come out with it. All right. We had to ease into it like a good cigar.
Ever so slightly and
right.
Lightly. Just say it.
Let's be frank and PA. Oh, like Brandon. Oh, that's not nice, but true.
But so true.
But not nice.
So true. We were all thinking it. You just said it.
Bad you. Don't say it. It's not nice.
So it goes into the survey. Asked women between the ages of 18 and 70.
Oh!
At least they had a really wide range and they weren't trying to be limiting here. About their feelings on facial hair and masculinity. Oh. Researchers showed the women for photographs of 3 separate men.
Look at this photograph.
Every time it makes me laugh. With varying degrees of facial hair, ranging from clean shaven to full beard.
Ah.
The women were encouraged to rate the men's attractiveness on a scale of 0 to 100. Participants were also asked to rate men based on their proficiency to engage in either short or long-term relationships based on their level of attraction.
Ooh.
The Star reports that, quote, in almost all scenarios, the more facially masculine photos were rated as more attractive.
See, that goes to genetic predisposition.
Yep, that's hardwiring.
Yeah.
That's, the medieval stuffs where that's
beyond the medieval stuffs. That's literally you are man and you are woman, and this is what you look for in a spouse genetically. Your body is wired to look for this.
Yes, you want again, like you said, most men are looking for a womanly woman, and most women are looking for a manly looking man. And when you can have the beards and you can have the certain things like that, it taps into that.
Oh, just a little more.
Just a tad,
Just a smidge.
But anyway, the University of Queensland PhD student Tessa Clarkson suggested that there were a variety of reasons for such an outcome.
Mm-hmm. Really?
That masculine faces signify physical strength and social dominance, and that facial hair only emphasizes those traits.
So the wider your chin, the squarer your jaw.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, is completely hidden underneath a beard.
Right.
I know, because I have no chin.
But you have
the
a
only
beard.
reason it appears that I have a jawline is because of a beard.
Well, you have a beard, and thus
It covers up my lack of a jawline.
it hides many sins.
It does. It does. Look at for me personally, I only have to worry about zits on about half of my face now instead of the whole face.
Right. Actually, I haven't had to worry too much about zits.
Which,
recently.
I mean, as getting older, you don't have
I
to
don't
either.
worry
But
about
occasionally you get that one rogue one. And
normally that's like on my shoulder.
really?
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird. I got it occasionally. I'll get one occasionally, like right in here.
I'll get it right back here.
Yeah.
Like right where your shoulder blade is. Like you can't actually reach it.
Yeah. So you don't even really know it's there. And
until you look and you're like, you see it in the mirror. Like, what is that? It's huge.
throughout the study, researchers also showed participants photos of parasites
Oh.
and asked the women to rate their aversion to the pests. The outlet reported that, quote, women who showed fear over hair or skin-based parasites did not like those men with beards, end quote.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, duh. But again, I find this to be a teensy bit of a it's kind of a leap, really.
Oh.
It's not to say that there's men with facial hair that
maybe
don't.
a hop?
Well, no, that's more like a launch. I get that you can very easily get parasites and lice and things like that if you don't wash.
Yes. If you are unkempt.
Yeah, if you were unkept, it could be that way. But what I'm saying is if you even take a regular shower, okay, just a regular shower, does it perfectly clean out a man's beard? No. But it is enough. Again, because it's a catch-all. You put shampoo in your hair, the soap runs down through your beard, it gets rinsed out. It happens. It still will keep away most of these issues, these parasites and lice and junk that these ladies are worried about. So, just saying. The outlet reported that women, quote, who showed fear in the hair or skin-based parasites didn't like men with beards, suggested that the women collated beards with poor grooming. Like I just said.
Yeah. And
it's not
if you know a guy with if the guy's beard is grungy.
Oh yeah, you can always look and tell.
Like if you got a clean beard, it's obvious you got a clean facial hair. I mean, it's obvious that you keep care of it. I mean, come on.
Yep.
It's like I look unkept by just not shaving for a day. You guys, if you don't brush the crap out of that,
Yep, and I'm always brushing my beard out
Yeah, you are.
all the time.
It's like a fetish for you almost.
Not a fetish.
No, something like that.
That's horrible.
Well, I mean, come on.
I'm not a fetish.
Are you sure?
No, it's comfortable. It's like I now
It's a
understand.
comfort. It's a comfort for you.
It is. I now understand why cats always come up and run their jawline across you, because it does. It's relaxing.
It's comforting.
It is. It makes me feel happy.
Really?
It does.
That's good. Maybe it's one of the steps in the New Life biofeedback system.
I wonder. That's a good one to look into. I haven't looked for sure, but that might be.
I mean, for people that suffer with anxiety, PTSD, insomnia, depression, addiction, brain fog, memory loss, low energy, anger, irritability, chronic pain or fatigue, all those things, headaches, all the rest of that, maybe some mood swings. If you have negative thoughts and you're in self-limiting beliefs stopping you from achieving your goals and doing what you want to do with your life, maybe a neurofeedback system could help you.
Maybe.
It may be one of those things.
Looking into.
Yeah, see, this is being used by the DoD, Navy SEALs, even U.S. Olympic teams to help achieve optimal performance in their people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should try it too.
You should. How would I go about doing that?
Well, you can do it two different ways. You can go to their website, that's newlifeholistic.com, newlifeholistic.com, or 1-888-4-BIO-LIFE, 1-888-4-BIOLIFE. And if you call today or schedule your free consultation, mention Mojo, and you can get $50 off your first session. So if you mention Mojo Radio, when you call them at 1-888-4-BIOLIFE, or go to their website, newlifeholistic.com, and schedule your free consultation, you'll get $50 off your first full session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I need to check that out myself. I've been thinking about it for a bit.
That's okay.
Just saying.
Well, it's fine. Somebody who could have utilized it, actually 21 people who could have utilized it, Saudi students in Pensacola, Florida.
I've been to Pensacola. I used to live there for a while.
Well, yeah, let's see. These Saudi students were expelled.
Why were they the 21 of them, you say?
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a big...
Well, they attacked investigators. It was after an attack in Pensacola. Investigators found jihadi posts and child porn on their computers.
Oh, because that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, you see, the investigation into a deadly shooting in Pensacola military base resulted in the expulsion of 21 Saudi nationals who were military students over jihadi literature and child porn.
Wow.
Yeah. Attorney General Bill Barr told reporters, in the media briefing on Monday that the military students were found to have posted jihadist messages on social media while others had contact with child pornography. 3 U.S. sailors were killed in the December mass attack, and another 8 Americans were wounded. Barr called the attack an act of terrorism, obviously.
Yes.
The FBI found that the assailants had posted messages ahead of the attack that could have served as a warning. One message read, "The countdown has begun," on the anniversary of 9/11. He also posted, quote, other anti-American, anti-Israel, and jihadist messages on social media, and did so 2 hours before his attack on the naval base. Investigators say that he had been planning the mass attack for months, and they did not find any other students that had prior knowledge of the attack or that they aided in any manner. FBI is seeking help from Apple to access information for the attackers' iPhones. The attacker's iPhone devices, which he attempted to disable during the attack and failed, apparently.
Because Apple's got their junk on lockdown.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can't
I
just straight-
was stationed at NAS Pensacola for almost a year, I think. I loved it out there. Very pretty.
Mhm.
Beaches were nice. That was a long time ago. It was 20 years ago. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. No, it was 20.
You're old.
21 years, 22 years ago. Good Lord have mercy. I was 17. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Having a weird, wonky flashback
You
here.
were reminiscing, weren't you?
I was taking a stroll down memory lane, and that was where I met Wayne Brady. Remember him? Wayne Brady, black guy.
Yeah,
Nice dude.
yeah. Yeah, I remember him.
He came on to host a talent show or something on base one time.
Oh,
I met.
cool. That's nice.
He was a nice guy.
I'm sure he was.
So, good times. Great oldies. So, speaking of child porn, because we all know we love talking about that.
Oh, yeah, everybody loves that, right?
Makes everybody's day. Dozens of teenage girls suspected of being groomed and abused in Manchester by gangs of men from Asian backgrounds were failed because police feared upsetting race relations, says a new probe.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
Victims repeatedly alerted officers about sexual assaults, giving names and addresses of those involved, but in almost all the cases, no action was taken.
Why?
Now, a bombshell report suggests Greater Manchester Police and the City Council shelved an investigation into what was happening, at least partially, because of the, quote, many sensitive community issues. Concerns were expressed about the risk of proactive tactics or the incitement of racial hatred, in quote, as the 145-page independent review states. It also adds, quote, the authorities knew that many victims were being subjected to the most profound abuse and exploitation, but did not protect them from the perpetrators.
Perpetrators?
Perpetrators. This is a depressingly familiar picture and has been seen in many other towns and cities across the country. Let's see. The verdict forms part of the probe carried out by child care expert Malcolm Newsom.
Newsom?
Newsom. And former Cambridgeshire police detective Gary Ridgway into how sexual child exploitation has been dealt with within the city in the early and mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a popular thing out there. In the centers of Operation Augusta, in which was set up in 2004 after the death of Victoria Agaglia? Haha. 15.
Hashtag nailed it.
I did. I'm proud. That's what my giggle was for. It's not that she died. That's very sad. It was the fact I actually got her name right. A girl who reported being raped, but who died from a suspected overdose soon after she alerted authorities of the abuse.
Right.
Augusta subsequently identified at least 57 victims, mainly white girls aged 12 to 16. And some 97 potential suspects involved in grooming across the region. But senior officers at the GMP resourced the investigation before closing it down completely with the backing of the Manchester City Council. Only 3 people were convicted in related crimes at court.
What?
The force had, at the time, just finished dealing with unrelated cases involving the Kurdish community that had created severe tensions, and officers were keen not to be seen targeting another minority group. So, protect strangers, not your own people. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Protecting strangers over your own.
Way to go, Britain.
Yay. Good job, dudes.
Yay.
Yay. Time for the count. Let's get to it.
Good evening, Mojo 50.
I'm Leprechaun, and here with your bell count grade for the day, Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. Today we had 6 missed innuendo bells, 10 actual bells, 1 oh my gosh, giving us an NB, no bueno for the day. Peace out and good night, y'all.
It's very low counts, guys. DOAE
boy.
show, DOAE show, Mojo 50. We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye-bye.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great!
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.